Diplomatic powers. I have told you appointment of high commissioner.
Hello, hello, hello,
दूसरे कंट्री से हमारे पास
hello, hello. आवाज आ रही?
to make war
Hello.
and peace.
हेलो आ रहे हैं ना? कैसे आ रहे हैं ना?
वो बता रही आप क्यों भी जा रहे हो वो स्पीकर से कनेक्टेड है
तो दूसरे कंट्रीज का रिप्रेजेंटेशन इंडिया में आता है वो भी प्रेसिडेंट को सबमिट करता है वो सब डिप्लोमेटिक मिशंस to make war and peace. That means if any country के साथ war declare करने को वैसे तो प्रेसिडेंट का चांस होता है और peace बनाने
यहाँ ऐसे लगे
किसी को चाहिए वैसा ऑनलाइन में है क्या कोई ऑनलाइन में है क्या हाँ हाँ तो उधर है उधर से है उधर खारगर में 8 बच्चे हैं
देखो लगा
ओके so what is there that it online किया ना वो सेम आएगा ओके आता है लाइट आता है
हाँ लाइट बंद है
हाँ नो yes listen now what we have seen that diplomatic these things are related to that for appointments then making war and peace and accepting that credentials from other countries. Now the next important powers are legislative powers. Okay, this executive powers you understood, diplomatic powers you understood. Now next is legislative powers. What are the legislative powers? What is legislative power means law making. Okay. Law making में है. Say after a general election, address the joint session. अभी देखो ये इलेक्शन के बाद पार्लियामेंट है दैट वर्ड जॉइंट सेशन ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट मतलब लोकसभा एंड राज्यसभा वो जो दोनों का मेंबर्स इकट्ठा होता है वो जो जॉइंट सेशन को एड्रेस करता है प्रेसिडेंट दैट इज व्हाट एड्रेस द जॉइंट सेशन ऑफ पार्लियामेंट एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स that is the first session of every year that president address that joint session of the parliament. Okay, after general election, then second one is that after every first session of the parliament. Got it? Next important legislative power is that while addressing the government policies and programs are announced by the president. So government will prepare a list of policy and programs that the government wanted to do that will be announced by the president. Next one is summon or prorogue the house. What is summoning the parliament? Calling the parliament. The sessions of the parliament to be called. That is what is summon. Prorogue means little extending that. It is not a dissolving. Proroguing means the meetings have to be extended or like that. So that work is done by the president. So in the name of the president only these works will be. Actually, it is done by that government, that means the prime minister and all. But everything have to be practical effect when it is done in the name of president. Next one is dissolve the Lok Sabha. I mean, when the term is completed, 5 years term is completed, that house will be dissolved by the president. Clear? Now, some cases, if that no confidence motion is passed and the government failed to get that majority or like that, in that case also, parliament can be dissolved, and this work is done by whom? President. Next is that nomination of members. We have learned in parliament, Rajya Sabha में 12 members को nominate करता है. So ये nomination, as per the recommendation of the Prime Minister, it is done by the President. Okay, nominated members. Then assent to bills. आपने पढ़ा यूनियन पार्लियामेंट के बारे में, उसमें बिल्स कैसे पास होता है. Not only money bill, all the bills are there. All the bills, ordinary bills and money bills. What happened? Ordinary bills and money bills, it is presented in the parliament, discussion take place, then voting done. So one house में pass होके next house में चले जाता है. उधर भी पास होएगा तो फिर president के पास जाएगा for his assent, his signature. So once that the president gave the signature or assent, उसको बोलता है signature देने को बोलता है assent. Once president gave the assent, then the bill become law. ये बिल को लॉ बनने के लिए प्रेसिडेंट का assent चाहिए, but procedures are taking place in the parliament. Clear? All of you? Now, next is that promulgate ordinance. अभी when parliament is not in session, तो पार्लियामेंट में डिस्कशन नहीं हो पाता है. उस टाइम में एक अर्जेंट नीड अराइज. अभी देखो पाकिस्तान ने कश्मीर में अटैक किया, तो पार्लियामेंट इज नॉट इन सेशन. पार्लियामेंट का जो सेशन में ईयरली ट्वाइस होता है, 2 times, no? So that is 3 भी हो सकता है, but parliament is not in session. Now an urgent decision to be taken, so it can be done by president in the form of ordinance. उसको एक्ट नहीं बोल सकते, लॉ नहीं बोल सकते, इसको ऑर्डिनेंस बोल सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो अर्जेंसी के कारण ऑर्डिनेंस इश्यू किया. तो प्रेसिडेंट अकेला नहीं करता है, गवर्नमेंट ने प्रेसिडेंट से करवाता है. बट व्हाट हैपन, विद इन 6 months the parliament have to meet, and in that parliament that ordinance have to be passed into a bill, then only validity, otherwise the ordinance lose its validity. समझ में आ गया? अभी कुछ emergency matter arise and parliament is not in session, the president have the power to issue ordinance. को बोलता है promulgate ordinance. अभी वो जैसा ऑर्डिनेंस इश्यू किया, वो ऑर्डिनेंस विद इन 6 months में पास होना जरूरी है. नहीं होएगा तो वो जो नल एंड वॉइड होता है उसका वैल्यू नहीं रहता है. समझ में आ गया? नेक्स्ट, assent to some state bills. I have told you some cases the state government can be taken over by the president. President rule can be. In such cases, or if some emergency is declared in a state, in that cases, वो state का bill president के पास आएगा, उसका permission चाहिए. मैंने बोला president का representative है governor. Governor through only this work is been done. समझ में आ गया? This much. Then अगर न्यू स्टेट का फॉर्मेशन करने का उस टाइम पे पार्लियामेंट विल पास एंड फाइनल ऑर्डर विल कम फ्रॉम द प्रेसिडेंट. ओके, दिस मच इज क्लियर. ओके, ऑल दिस लेजिस्लेटिव पावर्स अंडरस्टूड. ध्यान इधर है क्या? इफ एनी पॉइंट इज नॉट क्लियर यू कैन आस्क. Now, what is that? Financial powers, no? Correct? Say, you told about money bill. So, money bill can be introduced in the parliament only with the permission of president. Understood? Every year, the budget will be presented in the parliament with the permission of president. Okay, so I'm not writing on the board. Money bills can be introduced in the parliament with the permission of president. Then annual budget also passed with the permission of the president. Annual financial statement is also laid before the parliament in the beginning of every financial year. Abhi, income and expenditure of that year in the form of a statement will be presented every financial year. कब financial year शुरू होता है? अप्रैल. मार्च 31st तक का ही है ना, तो अप्रैल 1st में. ओके, ये फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट भी पार्लियामेंट के सामने. The president can authorize withdrawal of advances from the contingency fund of India to meet unforeseen expenditure. अभी देखो, there is a kind of security this thing fund that is called a contingency fund. अभी देखो, you have studied or not, I don't know. Supreme Court of India. So actually contingency fund is a reserve fund. Listen, it is a reserve fund that is for emergency purpose. You know that during that COVID lockdown situation, every financial transaction was in danger. Okay, so that time we know that Supreme Court in one way that the salaries of that judges and chief justice is not getting reduced even the time of crisis also. तो उसको सैलरी देने के लिए अगर फंड चाहिए तो ये कंटिजेंसी फंड से ले सकता है. It is a reserve fund. Okay, when financial situation is in trouble, the contingency fund से लेने के लिए वो financial authority of president. Then after every 5 years, the president appoints a finance commission comprising a chairman and 4 other members. अभी देखो, you have studied that 2018 में that currency withdrawal have taken. Okay, 1,000 rupee, 500 rupee note and all. Now after that 5 years, now 2,000 rupee is going to be drawn. Okay, this type of situation that financial statement have to be taken. Financial study to be taken. Because of the demonetization, what effect have taken place? That study to be undertaken. For that, financial commissions are appointed on the recommendation of president. Clear or not? कुछ भी नहीं हुआ ना, तो बहुत फेलियर हो गया ना. That is the policy of that government. He promised so many things, nothing happened afterwards. It was a blunder, like Muhammad bin Tughlaq ka. Okay. Now, pardon, what? You tell now. What? But no, once this present note is different from that earlier note. Present note, they have announced that it will be having some chips and all. Microchips, that one. Eatable chips, no microchips. So that way, that means a duplication will not be done. But in Pakistan, large amount of Indian currency notes duplicates have been issued. Okay, it was a blunder. Whatever is that, what was done. But it is not there now. What chip is there? Nothing is there. It was just a publicity stunt. Okay, leave it. It was. Now you see that. Wait. This one 2000 rupee note, when they have introduced, the intention was that the number of currency notes in the place of usage, that is earlier 1000 was there. It was not of that is 10 years usage. It was from 1950 onwards. Nothing happened that it was working in a good way. Okay, but suddenly that new introduction of 2000 rupee note. अभी एक छोटा सा भाजी लेने के लिए जाने का, तो 2000 will they accept? So maximum they will accept 500 rupee note. So it was a failure only. It cannot be used in all the places. Understood? Locally, we have to use, means 1000 also we could use. But 2000 rupee note was not able to use. So it was found very much difficult for common usage. So they thought that it will be winded up. Okay. So that whatever introduction was the demonetization, itself was a blunder. Okay. Now let's see. Financial powers we were discussing. And that in that we have also seen that every 5 years some financial commission used to be appointed to study about it. Next important point is military powers. See, military powers, my first important point is that he or she is the supreme commander of armed forces. I'll tell you, no, I'll tell you. See, we know that in defense, we have Air Force, we have Navy, we have military, Army. Okay, 3 different forces we are having. Even Coast Guard is also there. Border security forces are there. If all these forces are separate, and the 3 forces have separate heads. Air Chief Marshal is there. Naval Chief is there, and commander, that major. Okay. Major general. So all these have separate heads. if military is given more authority, there is all the chances that the military chief will take over the administration. उसके अंडर में military है, तो capture करने के लिए chances है. Okay. Now, if this person is from that military, like in Pakistan, that capturing of power can take place. So that is why, in order to avoid all these conditions, the president is given or made as the head of the defense forces. उसको बंदूक यूज करने को नहीं आता है, कुछ भी वेपन यूज करने को नहीं आता है, तो कैप्चर पावर कैसे होएगा? That is why it is made. But the present government have made one thing, that is one person was appointed as the chief of all the three, and that person in air crash died also. So that is what that way it should not. The constitution is made in such a way that all the powers were separated and given under different heads, and president is made as the supreme commander. Understood? So nothing can happen because president is only that theoretical head. The power is controlled by that prime minister and cabinet. So if this way power is distributed, there is no chance of seizing, that is capturing the power. Okay, so that is head of the judicial. Judicial is next one, no? Military के बाद. So that military power 1 or 2, that you should understand. That is why textbook maybe by mistake maybe, or it might be included in any other this thing. Okay. He or she appoints the chiefs of the 3 wings of armed forces. Okay, 3 wings means army, navy and air force. उसका head को appoint करने वाला president है. The president has the power to make a declaration of war or peace. Already I have told you. Now judicial powers. What is the meaning of judicial powers? Actually, if anything happens, the president is answerable to that Supreme Court. But the president is not this thing going to that Supreme Court to make that explanation. That is why in the previous part we have seen one post is there. Attorney General is that. But the government need the advice of that judiciary in times of constitutional explanation, in times of any other crisis. So the president can approach that judiciary to get its advice. Okay. No criminal suit can be initiated against him or her during her tenure of office. Then another thing, the president has the power to grant pardons. Some persons are imprisoned for long time. So they can appeal to the president. Do you remember that Rajiv Gandhi's murderer, that is Nalini and so they appealed to the central government for pardon. So that is granting pardon to such criminals is done by the president. Okay. In all cases where the punishment or sentence is by a court martial. In all cases where the punishment or sentence is for an offense against any law relating the union and concurrent list. In all cases where there is a death sentence. In these 3 cases, it can decide, president can decide whether to grant pardon or not. Discretionary powers is given, no? What is discretionary powers? What is power of discretion? You see that if there is no party get majority, whom to be appointed as prime minister? Understood? In such cases, the president can use its discretion. अभी majority के लिए parliament में 273 होना चाहिए. Just think that, and the majority party got 250 seats. अभी कितना कम है? 23. So the highest party is having 250 seats. So next party, it is having 200 or like that only. So 250 is the party which is having highest numbers. So this 250 party president के पास आके बोलेगा तो हम लोग government form करेगा, like that. So president can call the leader of that party to form the government and give some 15 days time to prove its majority. So this party told that we can prove the majority. Anyhow, how much is required? 273 is required. 273 में 250 है उसके पास. तो वो 15 उसको अपॉइंट करेगा, गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म करने देगा, बट 15 दिन दे देगा उसको प्रूव करने के लिए. अंडरस्टूड और नॉट? 15 दिन में उसको प्रूव करना पड़ेगा. तो हमारे पास 273 मेंबर्स है करके. ये डिस्क्रिशन है प्रेसिडेंट का, किसको देने का. अगर 200 वाला भी अप्रोच करेगा, 200 वाला बोलेगा तो हम लोग भी गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म करेगा, हमको ये पार्टी का सपोर्ट है, ये पार्टी का सपोर्ट है, हम लोग 273 बना के आपको प्रूव करेगा. बट हियर 250 को पहले चांस देना पड़ेगा. It is having that more members, so 23 बनाना आसान है. So that kind of powers of taking decision is called a discretionary powers. Did you understand? Appointment of prime minister in a situation where no single party commands the clear support of majority of the Lok Sabha members and there is a hung parliament. Okay, such parliament is called a hung parliament. Hung, H-U-N-G. This is because the president cannot appoint a new prime minister on advice of outgoing prime minister who may have lost the election or the support of the house. Appointment of prime minister in case of sudden death of incumbent. Second discretion is that, अभी देखो, the prime minister on the charge died. So now किसको प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनाने का? वो तो उसका टर्म खत्म नहीं हुआ. अभी एग्जाम्पल अर्लियर व्हेन इंदिरा गांधी died, so Rajiv Gandhi was called because that party members they told he should be, because it is on the basis of that suggestions from the party. Okay, ऐसा अपने आप किसी को नहीं कर सकता है, तो पार्टी ने इसको लीडर बना दिया. So leader of the party, like that, when it comes, so president can appoint that person. So that is second discretionary power. समझ में आ गया क्या? What? Which are the discretionary power? 2 cases I have told you. Hmm. 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 That is second. First one. If there no single party get majority, there is hung parliament, that situation. Okay. Now, third is that when the ruling party who has lost majority support in the Lok Sabha, or when a vote of no confidence may have been passed. So, you have studied in the Union Parliament, may vote of confidence or no confidence motion. So, if no confidence motion pass हो गया, तो उसका मीनिंग क्या है? वो ये गवर्नमेंट पे हमको विश्वास नहीं है. So they have to go. In that case also, then it is at the discretion of the president to either dissolve the house or ask another party to prove. Two choices are there. One, dissolve the parliament or ask another party to prove their majority and form the government. Okay. Fourth is that the president can dismiss ministers in case of council of ministers loses the confidence of the house but refuse to resign. अभी कुछ मिनिस्टर है, उसके ऊपर नो कॉन्फिडेंस पास किया, बट वो रिजाइन करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है, तो उसको डिसमिस कर सकता है. अभी इनके ऊपर नो कॉन्फिडेंस पास हो गया, तो रिजाइन करने को तैयार नहीं है, तो उसको डिसमिस ही कर देगा. ओके. अभी मैं कुछ डिसमिस नहीं कर रहे. नाउ इमरजेंसी पावर्स, इज इट दैट? Emergency powers are that a sudden or unforeseen situation demanding immediate action. Abhi emergency is declared when there is unforeseen event. Sudden or unforeseen. अभी देखो एक सिविल वार हो गया, कंट्री में सिविल वार, दो ग्रुप में बहुत फाइटिंग हो रहे हैं, तो पीस ऑफ द कंट्री इज अफेक्टेड. दैट इज व्हाट इज सडन. ओके. अनफोर्सीन, दे पहले ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, ऐसा कंडीशन, फाइनेंशियल इमरजेंसी कैन बी डिक्लेयर्ड और एनी टाइप ऑफ सच सिचुएशन द प्रेसिडेंट कैन डिक्लेयर emergency. Then what is that? It is a situation in which the head of the state assumes extraordinary powers. अभी देखो वो जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर सब पावर्स उसके ऊपर कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके बाकी को पावर्स नहीं देता है. लॉ मेकिंग, पार्लियामेंट को भी पावर नहीं है, कुछ भी पावर नहीं है, सब पावर उसके ऊपर कॉन्सेंट्रेट करता है. ये सिचुएशन में कुछ इमरजेंसी लाइक डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं. नेशनल, और ये इमरजेंसी दो तीन तरफ का है. वन इज पूरा कंट्री में इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल दैट इंदिरा गांधी डिक्लेयर्ड इमरजेंसी इन 1975, तो वो 6 महीने तक ही कर सकता है, वो एक्सटेंड करके 2 साल तक कर दिया. दैट वाज द फेलियर. फ्रॉम देयर ओनली द डाउनफॉल स्टार्टेड. नहीं, उसका रहने नहीं, वो इलेक्ट होके आया. वो जो उस टाइम दैट देयर वाज ए वार थ्रेट फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान, so that was only created as a chance to declare emergency. That was not a very perfect chance for declaring emergency. Before that 1962 में वार हो गया, 65 में वार हो गया, बट उस टाइम तो डिक्लेयर नहीं किया. हियर 71 में वार हो गया, जो बांग्लादेश क्रिएट करने का. सो दैट टाइम really war between Pakistan, China and all happened. But this one, she interpreted in such a way that there may be some situation, threat of war is there, and declared. She was so powerful, so she declared that. it was having her own justification, but on the other side, everyone criticized. That is why next election में वो पार्टी को ये वोट नहीं मिला, majority नहीं मिला. But the government which came to power also could not complete their promises. That is why 81 में वापस इंदिरा गांधी आ गए. So whatever is that, they are concentrating that whole powers in one of the person. Okay. Next is that breakdown of constitutional machinery. That is constitutional machinery of a state. One state also emergency can be declared. Then there can be the situation of financial emergency. That means financial condition of the country is in danger. Okay. This part is not there, I think so. No. Now directly we are going to study about vice president. बीच में जो ये बीच में ना दो इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर किया, उसका इफेक्ट क्या है, वो सही था क्या, ये सब नहीं है. Okay. Now next only about vice president. Our planning के हिसाब से जाने का ना. No, that is we have to complete also. Vice president. Article 63 stipulates that there shall be a vice president of India. Who is the vice president? I don't remember that person. Dhangar. Jagdeep. Okay. Dhangar. नहीं अभी DHAN. Dhangar. This person day before yesterday went to Kerala. So now he is visiting Kerala. So I am forgetting the present day names every time. I am forgetting. Earlier names I used to give. Okay. What are the qualifications? Is it properly? What are the qualifications for the vice president? Okay. Office of profit. See, whatever are the qualification for the president is applicable for the vice president also. But the constitution states that there should be a vice president. That is, who could do the work in the absence of president. If the president resigns or the president remain absent due to sickness or like that, or if the president is out of station, so to handle that work, vice president. What? No, hey, he is the ex-official chairman of Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha का chairman रहता है ना. By being the vice president, he is the ex-official chairman of Rajya Sabha. Now, how that vice president is elected? Listen, please. Electoral college only, he is also getting elected. Members of both houses of parliament. उसमें तो MLAs नहीं रहता है. Electoral college में only members of parliament. The election is held in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. The voting is voting at such an election is by secret ballot. So आपने पढ़ा है क्या secret ballot और that ballot? See, okay. चुपके नहीं है. अभी देखो secret ballot is ballot paper. Okay, listen. Ballot paper में one side name of the candidate and symbol. Okay, name of the candidate and a symbol. So all the candidates' names and the symbols used to be there. Why symbols are there? Because many of the people are illiterate. So they can, illiterate people, so by name they cannot identify. And sometimes the same name can be there. अभी देखो राहुल गांधी है, राहुल गवांडे होगा, राहुल सिंह होगा और राहुल एनके होगा. So it can be that is giving trouble to that voters. So illiterate people को वो symbol से identify कर सकता है. That is why symbols are given. Now this vote, they can give the vote either to that name or the symbol. Understood? Either on the name or symbol. There is a kind of this thing, stamp. Understood? Seal like one stamp is there, and the stamp can be placed on that name or the symbol. Now what to be done? We देखो नीचे भी नाम है, नीचे भी symbol होता है. तो अगर the paper the fold upside down, this can spread to other parts. Then the vote will be invalid. So what to be done? This paper should be folded like that. So it can be either spread to that symbol or to the name. It won't spread to any other part. Got it? Then that paper first, it should be folded like that. Then it can be folded anyway and put it in the ballot box. This is called a secret ballot. So nobody could see. They were allowed to stand inside and they put their vote and fold and put it in the ballot box. So nobody could see that whom that person voted for. Secret. अभी देखो ये ऑफिसर, अभी आप अब आज आप बोलेगा तो मैं ये पार्टी को वोट देगा. But when you are really going to vote, you never tell whom you are going to vote. क्यों? अभी आपके पास कौन ऑपोजिशन पार्टी का एक वोटर होगा, आपने उसको बोल दिया तो वो उसको अच्छा नहीं लगा, वो दूसरे को बताए ये तो उसको वोट की कर रहे. So there is all the possibility to create violence. Understood? So nobody is going to tell that whom. That is why when you were asking also, I did not tell. So I also have that some kind of liking towards some party. I may have, yes. Understood? Why we should create violence? So nobody, that is from the family also. Sometimes same family also, or maybe having different party these things. So they never telling that whom they want to vote. But some of the people assume that okay, वो उसकी बेटा है ना तो वो पार्टी में ही पार्टी को ही सपोर्ट करेगा. No. So that is why it is not having 100% chances for voting to that. In my home also, that is all are having different ideologies. Sometimes that is we are having that fights. So my that is brothers and brothers' wives or like that. No. Means ideological differences are there. No. Okay. So what I am telling is that what I want to tell is that this is secret ballot. Then ballot, this one you have electronic ballot, this thing also are there. Have you studied about electronic? Electro.
Normal elections with that. So we-
Electronic ballot machine. It is having two units. One is that ballot unit and another is control unit. Okay. The ballot unit, again this way the names of the candidate and symbols are there. Control unit is with that officers. That means when we all are doing that duty, election duty, we have to switch on. Then only the other person can press the button. So what is that? Here, two buttons are there. One is red and one is green. So if they press that, that is okay. This candidate they want to vote. They press that button and then that green signal or that one alarm like beep sound will come. So that means their vote is registered. हाँ, EVM अच्छा है, बटन दबाए. But no, अभी देखो कोई इधर से सब साइन सब करके अंदर गया, उसको उधर जाके ये करने को नहीं आता है और नहीं करने का. बटन दबाने का तो उधर क्या है, उसको रीड करने को नहीं आता है, वो देखने को नहीं आता है, उसका गलती है. प्रॉब्लम क्या है, इधर से वोट करने के लिए सब कुछ करके अंदर गया, वो इंक इंडेलिबल इंक लगाया, ये साइन करके थंब इम्प्रेशन करके गया, ये सब होके अंदर गया. अभी क्या है, वो वोट नहीं करता है. इधर भी ऑफिसर ने कंट्रोल यूनिट प्रेस कर दिया, अभी वोट करने का बाकी है, तो वो उसको करने को नहीं आता है. अभी इधर का जो ऑफिसर्स को उधर जाके हेल्प नहीं कर सकता है, क्या करेगा, उसको दूसरे को उसके साथ लेके भी नहीं जा सकता है. तो ओनली थिंग इज दैट वी कैन गो ऑन शाउटिंग, ये कोई भी उधर ये प्रेस करो करके, हाँ किसी का नाम पे दबा दो बस. क्योंकि वो जो इलेक्शन का जो ऑफिसर्स बैठते हैं ना, उधर सब पार्टी के कैंडिडेट का रिप्रेजेंटेटिव भी रहता है. वो बीप साउंड आएगा ना, बीप साउंड आएगा तो उसका वोट किधर तो आ गया, समझ में आ गया. बट अगर वोट नहीं किया तो हमारा इधर का वो जो नंबर और उधर का वोट का नंबर टैली नहीं होएगा. अभी हमको इधर जो वोट करने के लिए अंदर भेजा, वो आदमी का नंबर 456 है, उधर जाके वोट नहीं किया, तो बट हमारा इधर 456 है, तो वोट तो मशीन में जो आया 455 तक ही है. अंडरस्टूड. ये वो एक वोट किधर गया तो हमारे ऊपर आएगा. So that is why we have to make them to voter. उसको सब समझाता है, सब ना ये कैंडिडेट्स है ना वोट करवाने के लिए, उसको घर में जाके वोटिंग के लिए वो जाके वोट मांगता है ना, सब बताता है और उसको जो समझाता भी है, दिखाता भी है. हाँ, तो उसको खुद को मेरा नंबर पर मेरा ये सिंबल पर वोट करो करके इतना सब कुछ कराते हैं. बट कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, ये लोग उधर जाके घबराता है, कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. ओके, you understood EVM, electronic voting machine. Now what is that? before entering upon his or her office, that vice president takes an oath before the president or some person appointed on his or her behalf by him or. अभी हमने बोला पढ़ा प्रेसिडेंट ने किसके सामने ओथ टेकिंग, चीफ जस्टिस, हाँ, बट इधर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट प्रेसिडेंट के सामने ओथ टेकिंग करता है. Okay. Bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India, faithfully discharge his duties. ये सब बोल के oath is taken. Now, term of office. The vice president shall hold office for a term of 5 years. If he want to resign or leave, he has to give in writing to president that he don't want to continue. Okay. Such resignation will be communicated by the president to the speaker of Lok Sabha. He or she may, for the violation of the constitution, be removed from the office by the process of impeachment. हमने तो पढ़ा है impeachment process. Okay. He or she shall continue to hold office notwithstanding the expiry of his or her term until his or her successor enters upon his or her office. अभी उसको ऐसा नहीं है, अभी उसका टर्म 15 तारीख को खत्म हो रहा है, ऐसा नहीं चला जा सकता है. दूसरा को अपॉइंट होके उसकी ऑफिस में आएगा, ज्वाइन करने को आएगा, तब तक उसको रिमेन करना पड़ता है. अंडरस्टूड. अभी उसके पहले तो नया को सेलेक्ट करता है तो ज्वाइन कर सकता है. हाँ, वो क्या है, अभी देखो प्रेसिडेंट और वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, अभी वो जो 17 जुलाई को ऐसा पोस्ट लेता है, ये 17 जुलाई को उसके पहले प्रेसिडेंट को इलेक्ट करके रखने का उसका जो प्रोसेस है, प्रेसिडेंट का वो जो प्रोसेस है वो सब कंप्लीट करने का और 17 को वो ज्वाइन करने का. जैसा ये उसका पोस्ट का 25 होगा तो 25 तक उसका इलेक्शन पहले होने का, उसका सब फॉर्मेलिटीज कंप्लीट करने का और ज्वाइन करने का, तभी तो दूसरा. अभी वो कुर्सी पर दूसरा आके ही बैठना पड़ता है. बट स्पीकर का ऐसा नहीं है. स्पीकर का वो जो आने के बाद इलेक्ट करता है स्पीकर को, तब तक किसी और को उधर प्रिसाइड करने के लिए किसी और को बिठाता है. वो सीनियर मेंबर को ही तो इलेक्ट करके वो जो दूसरे को उधर बिठाता है, तो उसके बाद स्पीकर को इलेक्ट. समझ में आ गया इधर? Now, powers and function. Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So, what is the first function of Vice President? Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So, by being the Vice President, he automatically becomes the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. We know that for Lok Sabha, the meetings are conducted by Speaker or Deputy Speaker. Here, the meetings are conducted by Vice President because he is the ex officio Chairman of Rajya Sabha. In this capacity, he or she regulates debates and proceedings of the House and decides the order of speech. All the procedures in the Rajya Sabha is decided by him and conducted by him. Decide the admissibility of a resolution or of a क्वेश्चन. अभी कोई बिल इंट्रोड्यूस करने का, रेजोल्यूशन इंट्रोड्यूस करने का, वेदर इट इज परमिटेड और नॉट, ये सब डिसाइड करना वाइस प्रेसिडेंट का ड्यूटी है. he or she may suspend or adjourn the business of the house in case of grave disorder. अभी देखो पार्लियामेंट सेशंस आप देखोगे तो बहुत डिसऑर्डर होता है, शाउटिंग होता है, फाइटिंग होता है, मतलब बहुत सारे डिस्टर्बेंस रहता है. तो उस टाइम इस वाइस प्रेसिडेंट को डिसाइड कर सकता है ये मीटिंग पोस्टपोन करके आगे एडजर्न करके. अभी कभी कभी हम सुनता है 11 बजे शुरू हो गया, then the parliamentarians are have shouting and not allowing the proceedings to be taken place. तो वो फाइनली डिसाइड करते हैं 2 बजे तक सस्पेंड करके फिर 2 बजे को कन्वीन करेगा. दिस इज व्हाट adjournment. Okay. Then he or she issues directions to the chairman of various committees in all matters relating to the working. अभी हर एक कमिटीज रहता है और पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटीज, तो ये पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटीज को डायरेक्शन दे सकते हैं. The vice president gets no salary as the vice president. Whenever is paid to him is only in the capacity of chairman of Rajya Sabha. वाइस प्रेसिडेंट का नाम से सैलरी नहीं है, बट चेयरमैन ऑफ राज्यसभा के नाम से सैलरी है. नहीं, पहले तो प्रेसिडेंट का भी सैलरी 1 लाख के अंदर था, तो अभी बढ़ाया, तो उसके हिसाब से इसका भी. In his as a political, this thing is not good.
Why don't go to that?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर का अभी बहुत सैलरी बढ़ाया, एमपीस का भी सैलरी बढ़ाया. मे बी दैट बिकॉज आई डोंट नो. उससे भी अच्छा है ना, तो किसी किसी कंपनी का सीईओ बनेगा, उधर का काम no but no नहीं what I am telling is that whatever is fixed by that government, that much only he can get, not extra. Understood? But in order to increase the salary, they are only passing na laws. अभी देखो बहुत पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज का बहुत गलतियां हैं. Many types of many ways, but we wanted to reform that political parties. Who can reform the political party? अभी वन पार्टी में से इलेक्ट होके दूसरे पार्टी में चले जाता है, तो किसको उसको सुधार सकता है? करेक्ट, कोई भी सुधार नहीं सकते, क्योंकि अगर ये कुछ बिल पास करके उसको चेंज करने का होएगा तो ना वो रेडी होएगा, तो अपने ऊपर आएगा ना. So that is what the basic problem trust with the political parties. अभी जो हमारे ऊपर आ जाएगा, हम खुद कुछ काम करेगा, that is its effect is coming on us only. So are we ready to make such kind of things which will come against us? No, that is why political parties are having so much. Yes. See, the problem is that see, in the political parties, no good person can survive. Those who are having good intentions, good policies, and a good that work, if he want to do, if he or she, no place in politics. I That only I'm telling. They cannot remain. If they are coming also, they cannot remain in that. Strong minded अकेला कुछ कर सकता है क्या? अभी देखो 550 मेंबर्स के बीच में आप अकेला एक अच्छा इंसान होके कुछ नहीं कर सकता है. हाँ. So that is why politics is not a good option for a person to. That is, in the place of jobs, the politics is not at all a good option. कुछ नहीं पड़ेगा तो भी. अभी पार्टी का मेंबरशिप लेने का, वो जो बोलता है वैसे करने का, तो आपके पास भी बहुत पैसा होएगा तो ना, तो आपको कैंडिडेट भी बना सकता है. पैसा होएगा ना. हाँ, पैसा बनाने के लिए एक तरीका नहीं है, पैसा बनाने के लिए बाद में बना सकता है. अकेला नहीं जा सकता है. Okay. Now taking over as president, the vice president takes over the office of the president under the following situations: death of the president, resignation of the president, removal of the president, or when the president is unable to discharge his or her functions owing to absence, illness, or any other cause. ये चारों सिचुएशन में in the absence of president, vice president can act as president. Okay. Now one person is there, no, Rawat. No. Earlier education ministry was not there. Human resource ministry was there. But the national education policy, when it was introduced, they have made it as education. See, what is that? I told you, no, there is real authority and nominal authority. Really, Prime Minister and Cabinet enjoy the power. Nominally, everything in name President enjoy. But whatever is there, that is both are required according to the Constitution. It is called ceremonial powers. में देखो वो जो president August that Independence Day को ये करने के लिए आता है. But president is not coming on Independence Day. Republic Day, it is President's Day. Republic Day because India. अभी देखो, I have told you Independence Day को Prime Minister flag hoist करता है. But Republic Day में President ही करता है सब कुछ. और President का आने का वो एक वो जो है means with all the formality, all the that is caravans he or she is coming. That is very prestigious one. Understood? So that is what the horse men are also there. So many ways that president is coming on Republic Day. So that all things are that prestigious position of the president. But the Prime Minister is really taking the decision because he or she is directly elected by the people. President is indirectly elected. So, but anything can be done with the assent of president. So we cannot separate that one. President is not having power, prime minister only having power. No, both are having. I mean, prime minister and the cabinet take the decision, but that decision will be invalid if the president did not give permission. Now, in the event of president's death, resignation or removal, the vice president acts as president and enters upon his or her office until a new president is elected. This is unlike the vice president of USA who become the president for the remaining term of office. अभी देखो in USA Biden. हाँ, so अमेरिका में अभी ये प्रेसिडेंट है, कब से गए? हाँ, listen, Biden, Joe Biden. Okay, so listen, so this Joe Biden को कुछ हो गया तो death हो गया. I am just telling in order to understand this concept. अभी उसका टर्म 2 साल बाकी है. ओके, 2 साल बाकी है, 2 years left. Now the vice president is Indian origin. So vice president can become the president for the next 2 years. अभी 2 years बाकी है ना, वो 2 साल उसको प्रेसिडेंट बन सकता है अमेरिका में, बट इंडिया में नहीं होता है. इंडिया में वो जो न्यू प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्ट करने तक थे, बट वाइस प्रेसिडेंट कैन कंटेस्ट फॉर प्रेसिडेंटशिप, वो भी है. ओके, आई डोंट हैं? बाइडेन की पहले डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प था प्रेसिडेंट, तो डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प एंड बाइडेन कंटेस्टेड इन द इलेक्शन. तो डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प हार गया तो बाइडेन जीत गया, बट कुछ यूज नहीं है अभी, उधर कुछ भी नहीं चलता है अभी. बाइडेन तो कुछ उधर कुछ करेगा जाके. Okay, yes, that go through. I will take one this thing. You have to yes, homework दे देते हैं. that read करने के लिए मैं दे देगा, उसके पहले that homework बापरे नहीं है, शॉर्ट है. Okay, that then you do worksheet. You do worksheet, worksheet. वर्कशीट में कुछ कम है, 10 क्वेश्चंस है. उसमें कभी कभी स्पेस कम रहता है. Some of the answers cannot be written. Okay. Okay, you read it. I will ask question. Time is sir. Do read it. I have टेक्स्ट बुक से रीड करो. Hmm.
Go. Silent go. Caring is caring. That's all. This is your.
Yes, read now.
Now we will ask questions.
Yes.
मैम आज ऐसा करो ना हम दो वो दो और स्कॉलर है इसलिए नहीं हिस्ट्री में ये स्कॉलर है तू और वो मैं और ये और तू अकेला अरे हट के जो वो करने को बोला तो आप चौकीदारी करो
Okay, that also can do. Individual this thing.
तुम दोनों एक मैं अकेले क्या अरे मैं भाई से हम आप और मैं एक टीम में वो दोनों एक टीम में ये दोनों एक टीम देखते हैं कौन तेरे टीम में मोदी सरकार मैम सरकार है मोदी सरकार नहीं है इसका फैसला तो ऐसे चल रहा है
Yes, शुरू में जो है do one thing that was that objective type of questions.
हम ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप करना है इधर के बाद
टेक्स्ट बुक इसके पास है टेक्स्ट बुक से
नहीं मैं ऑब्जेक्टिव में इसमें से आप पूछना
हाँ
वॉल्यूम से
that much time you read no why president no president
हम बेलापुर से जाने में कितना टाइम लगता है 40 मिनट एक इधर से पनवेल जाने के लिए आधा घंटा लगता है हां मैं जाके आया हूं मैं भी जाके आया तो आधा घंटे ट्रेन से तू किससे जाती है हम बोलो ना
so if we get train में 20 minutes only but from home to rickshaw sorry home to station from this station to here so almost half an hour
आपको क्या
साढ़े पाँच मतलब that cooking and all done in the night and keep it मॉर्निंग में स्नान करने का ये बाकी पानी भरने का ये सब हाँ यस यस हाँ
मैम चिंता
हाँ next question who is the supreme commander of the defense forces of India okay yeah what is the minimum age to be elected as president name the president of India who is the what is the security deposit of a candidate for presidential election? The ordinance also raised the security deposit of a candidate for the presidential election from 2000. Earlier it was 2,500, but now 15,000. So 15,000 is the answer. The power to summon parliament is subject to the condition that there should not be a gap of more than dash months, 6 months between two sessions. No bill can become a law without the assent and signature of the president. Which amongst the following is not an emergency power of president? National emergency, financial, breakdown of constitutional machinery in a state, breakdown of an epidemic. D. Breakdown of an epidemic. For how long can president's rule be imposed in a state? 6 months, I think so. We'll see.
अरे आज कोई चैप्टर करते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ फिजिक्स का मतलब ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ अरे नहीं ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम करना है तो काम करेंगे काम की उसमें कब लाने का कभी भी कुछ हाँ पुलिस
It cannot remain in operation for more than 6 months at a time. At the end of the 6 months, it has to be renewed by parliament by a special majority, else it lapses. Renewed. So pencil is 6 months. Which article stipulates that there shall be vice president? Wait. Article. 63. Who administers the oath of office of President of India? Chief Justice of India. What is the term of office of the President of 5 years? Yes, correct. Who is the head of the state of Indian Union? The President.